Welcome to your morning yoga flow today. My name is Tara and we are outside today. So you might hear some sounds of airplanes above or chickens or dogs barking in the neighborhood. And I invite you to hear all the sounds that are around you as well and to find your practice amongst everything that you are around. And so I just noticed this piece of wood that I carved a while ago back in Santa Barbara. And it says, what's outside is inside, and what's inside creates what's outside. And at this time, I was really just noticing all the ways in which the world around us forms us. And then in turn, the ways in which we can then influence, form, interact with the world around us and change it. I was going through a lot of chronic low back pain at the time, and I was recognizing that not everything that was happening inside of me was because of biomechanical reasons or something actually physically wrong with my body. But I was realizing how stress played a role, how my expectations that something would cause me pain played a role, how the interactions I had in my day rooted themselves in my body and made my body feel a certain way. And within that, I felt empowered. I realized that what's outside gets brought inside, but in the same way, then what is inside can create what's outside. So me changing my mind and practicing yoga or meditation or mindful movement, really questioning what was going on in my body, could then affect what I was feeling in my body. And how we are, how we act, affects the world around us, changes our relationships, changes the people that surround us. So, welcome to your mat. What's outside is inside, and what's inside creates what's outside. Welcome to inside of you today. Please begin in Virasana or Hero's Pose, sitting back in between your feet. Allowing your eyes to gently close. I should mention you might also hear neighborhood kids. And first, just notice all the sounds around you. Notice the environment that brings itself into your body every day. What temperature do you hang out in? What noises bathe your life? Feel how your breath is an interaction with that world outside around you. And feel how your breath actually takes the outside world and brings it inside of you. And now notice what's inside of you. Any tension held in your body, or any peace held in your body. Any memory of a smile or an interaction held in your body. Note there are two ways to change your life. You could change what's around you, what's outside, or you could change what's within you or inside. And I find usually that changing what's inside is better suited for changing our lives. Inhaling, reach the arms up overhead. Exhaling, child's pose, forehead towards the ground. Inhaling, come back up towards your knees. Left arm comes to the side of the mat. Reach the right leg away from you. Right arm reaches to the left side. Stretching all parts of your body long and away from each other. Imagining yourself as all 5 points of a star right now. Legs, arms, head. Exhaling, coming back to kneeling. Right arm sweeps to the right side, coming to the opposite side. Left arm, left leg, reach long and away from each other. Using breath from the inside to change your body, lengthen your body. One more breath. Exhaling, come back down onto your knees, making your way onto all fours, cat-cow. Exhaling to curl everything in and under, pressing everything touching the ground into the ground. And inhaling to expand. Seeing how far away from each other you could reach your head and your tail. Imagining your head and your tail drawing 2 semicircles as they move in space. Reaching that right leg back behind you. Press it long, far, and away from you. Left arm reaches long and forward. Stay here, or on an exhale, bend the right leg, reach back for the inside of the right foot. Maybe you find it, maybe you don't. It's in the opening through the chest, the kicking back of the left or right foot rather, that we really are trying to find length here. Inhale, reach leg and arm long and away from each other. And exhale, hand down, knee down. Left leg reaches back, right arm reaches forward. Turn both hip points towards the ground here, and then perhaps you bend that leg, reaching back for your foot. Option to either bring your hand towards your heel, kicking heel into hand, hand into heel for a bit more strength here, or to grab that foot, going for a bit more length, kicking the foot back, opening through the chest. Inhaling, reach the arm and leg long. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Come into a modified push-up plank position. Knees bent here. Take a breath in to push the ground away from you. Spread your shoulder blades wide and apart from each other. And on your next breath out, lower slowly down to the ground, trying to keep your shoulder blades exactly where they are. So you're not dropping your chest down in between them, but it feels like the very bottoms of your shoulder blades are trying to reach down to your heels. Straighten the legs out, press the big toes into the ground. Inhale, curl the shoulders back and down as you come up for cobra. Exhale, release. Again, curl up, cobra, hands try to pull back. Exhale, release. Pressing back through all fours or that modified push-up. Put the feet on the ground and lift the inner thighs up towards each other, coming back to downward facing dog. Walking out your down dog here. Bending one knee and then the other. And inviting in that breath, that outside world that comes in you and performs its alchemy, renews you, transforms you. First, we gather the energy, the breath in that can change our internal world. And then we use that to affect the world around us. Create more of how we know the world could be. Inhaling, left leg lifts up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Right hand comes in towards the middle of the mat. Left arm twists up towards the left. Maybe you're in a place where you need to bring in more of the outer world, more breath, more sunshine to change your inner world. Maybe you're in a place where you've been home for a long time and you need to send some of you, some of your love out into the world. You choose, outside in or inside out. Exhale, left hand down, and bring both hands to the right side of your mat, turning towards the right side, right toes lift up off the ground. You can sink your weight all the way down, or if you're like, no, I'm not that flexible, you can stay with the toes on the ground and just bring a little lunge in a turned out position over towards the left. Exhale, twist back into that low lunge, stepping back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up on a breath in. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Same on the other side. Left hand comes in towards the middle. Right arm peels up towards the sky. Whether you're ready to send more of you, the inside of you, the best of you out to the world, whether you need to bring in some more light and love from the world around you, just depends on where you're at. It can change minute to minute, moment to moment. Exhale, right hand down. Bring the hands to the left side of the mat, turning to the left. Left toes peel up towards the sky, or just take a nice lunge over towards the right, legs and turn out, toes turned out, heels in. Maybe you reach your arms away from you. Maybe you find a little bounce here, finding a little strength. And on an exhale, come back towards your low lunge. Step back, top of a push-up plank position. Breath in at the top. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inner thighs squeeze together. Inhale, cobra pose. Shoulders root down and back. Exhale, release. Press back through all fours or a push-up downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And pressing hands and feet long and away from each other. Inhaling, rise up onto the balls of your feet. On an exhale, walk or jump the feet to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breath in, we lift up halfway. Breath out, we release down. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, standing, arms circle to the sky, breathing in. Exhale with your hands down to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, hands down through your heart. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it forward, push-up position, breath in at the top. Exhale, finding a chaturanga dandasana or finding cobra pose. We meet in downward facing dog. On your next breath in, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose, hold it there for a breath in. And on your next breath in, step it all the way through, rising up, warrior 2. Find purpose, beauty in your arms reaching long out and away from each other. And can you feel yourself establishing your breath, your presence on the ground here? Like, yes, I know I've been at home for 26 days now, but here I am, showing up, exchanging energy with the world around me, and sending my inside out to the best I can. Inhaling, straighten the left leg, turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out, warrior 2 to the right. Feel your right knee reaching more towards the right-hand side of the mat, like your leg wants to externally rotate. Exhaling, cartwheel your hands to the ground, taking a vinyasa towards the back of your mat or coming back downward facing dog. And let this not be so much about movement, but more about an exchange of your energy with your surroundings. Deciding to bring things in, send things out, or somewhere in between. Inhaling, right leg lifts up and back. Exhale, bring that knee to the nose, hold it there for another breath in. And on your next breath in, step it through, opening up warrior two. This time, find a little seesaw of your ribs side to side. Reaching right hand forward, then left hand back. And seeing how much of your space around you can interact with, you can touch. And then touching it, you bring it in towards you. Exhale, reverse the warrior. And inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands to the ground. Bring your left knee down towards the ground and reach back for it with a twist with that right arm. If that is no way happening for you, always can put a blanket under that knee or grab it with the opposite arm or a strap or something for yourself. Always option two, to just bring your fingertips to that heel and press heel into hand, hand into heel. Going for more strength in your posterior chain, the back of your body. Releasing the leg, tuck the toes under, step back, top of a push-up plank position. Rolling onto the right side, Vashisthasana side plank. Always option to come down onto that right forearm or to take some expression with your legs. Maybe bringing that left leg into tree pose or grabbing that left big toe and reaching up towards that yogic toe hold, straightening the left leg. And exhaling back, top of a push-up plank position, coming to down dog or finding your vinyasa flow here. Inhale, rise up on the balls of your feet. Exhale, jump or step to that back of your mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Breathing out, release. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Feel the center of your body trying to engage in towards itself. Like you're narrowing two sides of walls in towards each other. And exhale, come to stand. Left knee lifts up on a breath in towards hip height. Exhale, reach that leg back, warrior three. Kick that left heel so hard it feels like it's trying to kick your bum. And then start to bend that standing leg. Left toes touch the ground, high lunge, arms reach up to the sky. Scissor your inner thighs towards each other. And on an exhale, twist towards the right, arms open towards the T. Inhale, both arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, opening up, warrior two. Straighten that right leg, triangle pose towards the right. Right hand can be anywhere on that right leg or towards a block in the ground. Maybe you reach the right arm out in front of you towards your screen or towards the right side of the mat. And playing with the strength in the right side of the body. Inhale, rise back on up, long side to the waist. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out, warrior two to the left. Seesawing the ribs back and forth here. Seeing how far forwards you can reach and how far backwards you can reach. Imagining with the length of your body here, you could add more parts to yourself. Add more space to yourself by drawing more in. On an exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Cartwheeling the hands towards the ground. Coming into a low lunge, right knee lowers to the ground. Taking that thigh stretch either with the left or the right arm, reaching back for that thigh. Releasing that right leg. Coming into Vashisthasana, side plank. On the left hand, left side of the left foot here. Any option here. Maybe you bring that forearm towards the ground. Maybe you bring that leg into tree pose. Or you grab that toe, extending the leg to the sky. Bringing your breath, that sweet flow, exchanging inside and outside with you wherever you go. Exhaling, finding your vinyasa flow, or coming back down dog. Taking 3 breaths in down dog. Or option to take a few jumping dogs if you like, bending your knees and trying to jump your hips up and over your shoulders towards a handstand. Eventually make your way to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Shaking your head out, no. Nodding your head, yes. Bending your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Imagining you're squeezing a block between the inner thighs. Exhale, coming to stand. Right knee reaches up towards hip height. And on your next exhale, extend that leg back behind you, warrior 3. And torso comes parallel towards the ground. And reach that ball of the right foot so far behind you that as you start to bend your standing leg, the right toes eventually just find the ground for a high lunge. Scissoring the inner thighs together, twisting towards the left, arms come towards that T. Inhaling, arms reach up over. Exhale, frame the front foot, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it forward. Rise up 1 vertebrae at a time, arms circle overhead. Exhaling, hands down through your heart. Standing on the left leg, bend that right knee and reach back for the inner right foot. Coming towards Natarajasana, dancer's pose. And kick leg into the hand into the leg. And begin to tip your body forwards, bringing your torso towards parallel with the ground. And can this not be about the pose, but the exchange of energy from inside to outside, outside to inside? and coming out of it whenever you're ready. If you're outside standing on uneven ground like I am, woohoo! And then bend that left leg, reach back for the inner left foot. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Always option to stay here, kicking that foot into that hand, feeling that beautiful thigh stretch and balance. Or begin to tip the weight forwards, reaching forward as much as you're kicking back. Living between the energetic exchange between you and the world around you. Rising back on up. Putting that left foot down. Toe heel your feet wider than hip distance apart. Turn the toes out a tiny bit, coming down into Malasana, garland or squat pose here. And closing your eyes. Allow your pelvic floor muscles, those muscles that stop the flow of urine, to drop towards the ground here, lengthening. And come take a seat. Bringing your legs into Baddha Konasana, that bound angle pose. So the outer edge of your feet come to each other. I'll turn to the side here. Lift your bum off the ground and then scoot it a little more behind you. Sit back down. Inhaling, arms rise up to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards over those legs. Either keeping a longer spine, just sitting in this position because this is enough, or beginning to fold forwards, or finding some other version that helps you best exchange energy with the world around you. And through this practice, you naturally begin to morph the world within you. And whether you want it or not, that inevitably shapes the world around you. And so who is it you want to cultivate here today? Who is it you want to fill that new space, that new flow inside of you with? Inhale, rise back on up, bringing those legs together. Coming into Navasana, boat pose. Grabbing behind the thighs here, shins parallel to the ground. And trying to keep a nice lift in the heart. Maybe you straighten the legs. Maybe you reach the arms towards the legs. Maybe you just stay in that first posture. And slowly begin to curl your belly towards the ground, trying to roll down one vertebrae at a time, making sure your belly doesn't pooch or lift up to the sky. Lowering the legs down. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Scoot the hips over to the right, then drop your right knee over to the opposite side for a twist. Right arm extends to the right. You could look towards your right. Inhaling back up towards the center, finding figure 4, right shin crossed on top of the left thigh. Grabbing behind that left thigh, or the front of the left shin. No matter how flexible you are, you could still press your legs into each other to find a little bit of strength, a little resistance at your flexibility. And if you really want to take a pigeon pose here, turn around and go for it. Releasing your legs, straightening the right leg out, bending the left knee in towards the chest. Take a moment to scoot the hips towards the left and drop the knee down towards the right. Left arm opens up, bringing fingertips to that left shoulder. It feels like too much on that left shoulder. Or extending that arm out, turning the head towards the left. The most beautiful part about knowing that what's outside is inside, and what's inside creates what's outside, is that there's infinite places to draw inspiration from, to source creativity from, and to send love to and to get love from. And turning back onto your back, finding figure four on this left side. Left shin crosses on top of the right thigh. Taking any last pose that you like here. Maybe spreading those legs wide into a straddle. Maybe taking happy baby pose. Whenever you're ready, Shavasana awaits you. Resting here as long as you want. The light in me sees and honors the light in me. Namaste.